Well, March is National Credit Education Month, a topic that a lot of us could stand to learn more about. And it's a good time to make sure you're checking in on your finances. So each week this month, we'll be talking to Connecticut experts about how we can better understand and make the most of our credit. Joining me right now is Faye Griffiths-Smith from UConn's Financial Education Initiative, which is part of the college's outreach and resources for Connecticut residents. Faye, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How about you?
I am doing quite well, and it's great to hear that this is sort of coming from UConn, because I can flash back to almost 30 years ago when I was going to college. The local bank was outside trying to get all the students to sign up for a credit card, which is not necessarily a bad idea, but a lot of students didn't even know what they were getting into with credit rates and how that could affect their credit score. But these days, I guess my understanding is that it's not nearly as hard or as impactful to get your credit score and request a free credit report. Do you want to start by talking about that?
Sure. So it is very, very easy now to get your credit report. You can go online, you can do it in the mail, you can even call to get your credit report. And another thing is that you can get it more frequently. So it normally would be that you would be able to get it once a year from each of the three major credit reporting agencies. But right now, due to the pandemic, you can actually request your credit report each week from each of the credit reporting agencies.
Each week from each of them. That is very interesting. Is there an easy way to tell people where they should be going to actually get that done?
Sure. There's one place to go to get all three, and that is annualcreditreport.com. And it's really important that people go specifically to that website.
Yes, that's why we want to say it again, because there's others who will offer the same thing, but it's not the same thing. Annualcreditreport.com. Please keep that in mind. Yes. All right. Now, what goes into our credit score? I mean, when we're looking at the number, what can we do to make better understanding of it?
Sure. Well, there's really about 5 major types of information that go into that. And those would be things like your payment history. And that is extremely important, that you're paying on time, you're paying regularly. A second thing would be the amounts that you owe in regard to how much your credit utilization ratio is. And what that is looking at the total amount of credit that you use versus the amount that is available to you, your credit limit.
Right.
So that should be at 30%, really less than 30%.
Okay.
Will help you have a better score. Another thing to consider would be the length of your credit history. So as you may have heard, if you have credit cards or older accounts, it can often be wise to keep hold of them, because the longer you have a history with a particular credit card company, especially a good one, the better it is. Another item that you also want to think about is what types of credit you have. It's actually good to have a diverse portfolio of credit products, and those would be things such as if you have an auto loan, if you have perhaps a student loan, mortgage, credit cards, other types of credit. A mix is actually a good thing. And then the fifth thing would be how new any of your credit is.
Okay.
If you have, let's say, gotten a card in the last few months, and you're applying for another card, that would be something that, might not be considered as good.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a lot of great information you got out there. Again, annualcreditreport.com is where you want to go to get that. The first step in fixing bad credit is to know about bad credit, and that is a great way to do it. Faye, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.